Welcome to the webinar. We had a pre-webinar a couple of weeks ago, and we got a head start for some of you guys. We talked about Myelin, which is a really exciting thing, and I want to talk about that a bit more today to get you started. So the objective of this lesson is to learn some tool skills, some toolkit skills. That's a mouthful. You know, when a carpenter goes to work, he has a tool bag, and he has a whole lot of implements in that tool bag. And you know, you have a hammer, you have a chisel, you have some nails, you have some screws, you have a screwdriver. So on the harp, I think it's a good idea to have a bunch of tools that you can actually improvise with. So next week we want to look more at improvisational techniques, and then to understand the power of Myelin and how we get into deep practice. So I'm going to finish off talking about that again to develop the skill. My guarantee for those that are doing this 10 weeks with us, here's a guarantee for you. If you'll do all the 10 weeks of lessons and put in the required practice, I guarantee all of you will be playing in public, in church, wherever you want to play, with great confidence. And there's a level of practice that I want you to engage in that possibly you might not have done before or just kind of touched on. And it's actually not easy practice because it's got a lot of, as adult learners, it's got a lot of challenges. So I'm going to be giving you some homework at the end of the lesson. It's up to you as adult learners whether you want to participate in the homework or not. From the pre-webinar, the only one that's responded and returned the homework is Annette. So well done, Annette. You've actually sent that in, and I'm really, really impressed. I've actually got a reward at the end of this 10 weeks. I'm not sure exactly what the reward is, but I'm conjuring up something generous for the most improved in all the through the Harp webinars. So not the best harp player at the end of the 10 weeks, but the most improved. And I can't tell how much you've improved unless you submit the homework. So I'm just asking you, if you want to get the best out of it, look at the homework from this week and try and get it before the next week's lesson to me, so that we can actually evaluate where you're at and then see how it is at the end of the course. And I'm just looking for that most improved person. Not that we need bribes. I just want to bless you for being so conscientious. So there's 6 basic skills we're going to go through on the harp today for playing in modern contemporary settings, not classically or in an orchestra, but for contemporary setting. And I'm going to ask you to practice 30 minutes a day, 5 times a week. What do you think, guys? There's a challenge. And I think if you take that challenge and really prioritize 30 minutes a day, 5 times a week, I think you'll get there. Fran hasn't got a harp. She's ordering her harp, so it hasn't arrived yet. So Fran's on the call, and her harp is coming. So I just appreciate that. And Kate, your harp is away at the moment because I was using it in Gladstone and Rockhampton and Yeppoon on the weekend. So thank you so much. It's just been so wonderful. So that 30 minutes a day of deep practice, and we'll explain what that is later on, will actually make all the difference. Going to the next page on your notes, it covers the different topics we'll be covering over the 10 weeks together. I've got a picture of my current pedal board, which I'll be going into how that's wired up, how that's connected, how to get the best sounds out of it, and really that's a big part of it. So in your own thinking, set aside budget in the future for a really good pedal board, because it just makes playing in worship and the atmosphere of what we're doing so much better. Not just a little bit better, so much better. And don't limit yourself by saying I can't afford it. Change what you're saying and say, how can I afford it? And it's amazing if you just reword what you're thinking, what you want to say, to God, show me a way that I can afford this. Show me a way to get these pedals, second hand, or a friend or someone who's just really wanting to get rid of them in a hurry, and you'll be amazed at what God sets up for you. I love the story, and I won't go into all the details, but a few years ago I bought a grand piano for $100. I'm talking about a $20,000 grand piano for $100. So I'm going to ask you to put your faith out there as well and join me in this journey. Get the effects that you need to actually really make the harp shine in what I would call a contemporary environment. Has everyone got a tuner? The next page in the notes there, we talk about having a tuning pedal, and I recommend the Polytune. It's the TC Electronic. There's a picture of it there in the notes. TC Electronic Polytune. And here's my rule of thumb, is to make sure you always tune the harp every time you play or practice. So just make that your habit, you know. Don't just walk to the harp and start playing it. Or make a habit of tuning it up before you even practice or play anything, and get your ears used to the sound of the harp being really in tune. It is quite easy just to walk over it and start playing it like you would a piano or a guitar. Guitars need tuning most times. They are played as well. So let's go into skill number 1, and those who are on the pre-webinar session together would already have a head start on this. Skill number 1 is what we call the glissando pluck in C and descending down in octaves. Let me just do it for you, then I'm going to ask you to do it with me. Starting at your top C, so your thumb, your right hand on that top C, and we're glissandoing up to that with the middle finger on your left hand. So I'm not giving anybody the finger, right, but it's that middle finger. Yeah, I tend to think it sounds best for this application. So glissando about an octave or 2 octaves up to that C. But what we're doing with this is going down the scale. C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. All right, would you guys, have you got a harp there? Would you like to try that? Just, I think you'll get it better if you actually try it on the harp, other than the 2 that don't have a harp right now. I guess, Richard, you haven't got yours with you either, so there's 3 of you on the call without a harp. And that's okay, I get that. You'll be going back home, and this person will be able to actually download and get it onto your computer later on and just go over and over. So the idea is to do it accurately and do it gently with the left hand. Sorry, don't kind of like hammer it. Like, do it really gently, and make the right finger, the right thumb, connect as the last note of the glissando. So it sounds like one pass. All I'm doing is really emphasizing the end of it. So that's got no end. It just sounds like really washy, but defining it with that thumb. Do it over and over, at least 5 times in a row. And you can gradually take it a bit faster. So I bet you guys haven't got your harps in front of you right now. We just wish I just want to get my hands on there and do that. For me, that's just a number 1 skill. And some of the clips I'll share with you in future webinars, I use it all the time in worship. I use it all the time in any setting where I'm playing my harp. Yeah, I can hear you guys going for it. That's great. Can you hear that? Can the others that don't have a harp, can you hear those playing it? Can you hear them? Okay. This is the movement bit. Right. I'll see if I can fix that, Richard. You know what? It doesn't show up with a setting to remove that. Interesting. All right, so that's something for future analysis. We can work on that one. Thanks for your comments there, Richard. Appreciate that. And all these things we'll take into account and keep. So whenever you're saying also when everyone is playing, you can't hear what you're saying. All right. So we'll have times where we just break away and do it and go through it several times like you did, and I'll try and wait till you finish doing that to speak again. Just remembering on this first skill, keep it smooth. Like go for that smooth. Even if you pull your hands away from the strings a little bit, a classical harpist will actually play, and most notes, if there's time, they'll actually pull their hands away from the harp. It tends to let the strings resonate. And that probably looks better for you ladies than it does for the guys, all right? It's probably not the most masculine thing, Richard. but even pulling it away, that action just allows it to resonate. So. Cool? Everyone's good with that?
Yep.
All right, that's something to practice. Yep. And as part of your homework this week, and again, I understand Kate couldn't send the homework in because I had your harp. So, wow. But we're going to catch up with this. So skill number 2, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago in the pre-webinar, is glissando, the same thing now, plucking in sixths. So you guys have had a couple of weeks head start. We're going to do the same thing, a sixth. Annette explained it to us last time. Penny, do you think you can explain to me what a sixth is? What am I talking about when I talk about a sixth?
A sixth, that's, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's the,
right. I just want to see, I'm not just talking terminology, but here's what it is.
Yep.
If you count 6 strings, so from the red string, the C, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down, that's the shape we want. We want to put those 2 together. And this really impressed me. EJ, Kate's son, when I was with them in their Sunday night service, he got up and played this, for about half an hour, 15 minutes, I'm not quite sure. But he just did this exercise. He got off the call and did this practice. So, yeah, so try it with the right hand first.
Yeah. Below, that's what it sounds like. That's like a third. That's a harmony.
Yeah, so it's a harmony, and it's a sixth, but it's 6 strings apart. So because this is a diatonic major scale, it's easy to count anywhere in the harp, just 6 strings, including the first one you're touching. So the top 6 is red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and do a little twist of your right hand, so it twists forward. The thumb goes forward. And even keep going down another octave. You want to try that? Those who got harps, quickly try that. Cool. Sounding good. Try and have a relaxed hand, guys. Keep that right hand relaxed, so it's not stiff and trying to. But you can keep that shape. And notice that my thumb, I'm using my thumb and my middle finger to do that. So I've got the first finger bent back, so the thumb and the middle finger, and just relax the hand. It might look like it's tight, but it's relaxed. And all you're doing is keeping that same distance. Now, here's what we're going to add to that, is a glissando to the sixth. So the same as the first exercise. So we're going to glissando. Just let me do it once through, then I'll get you guys to play it. It's pretty cool, hey? You want to try that out? You want to make it smooth?
So it's the sixth note, the root, and then the other one's on top. So you're stopping
the top
at the
one
back.
is the root.
Okay.
So the top C.
So your left hand goes from where to where?
Is it you talking, Kate?
Yeah, it was. I just want to know where the left hand goes from what note to what note when it's doing the crescendo.
Okay. So I'm not really focused on the left hand that much. It's about an octave. So if I'm on the top C here, then there's another octave below that, another octave below that. So it's 2 octaves from there, around about. I'm not even looking at it. I'm just listening to the bottom of that. So it's not really descending in the middle of that sixth. Everyone got that? All right. So we're descending around about an octave and a half up to that bottom note of the sixth. So that we're on C on the top, E on the bottom here, and then glissanding around about an octave. So you're not going to the bottom. Deep. All right, let's move on because I want to make good use of our time here. Skill number 3. This is probably my all-time favorite. Everyone check this out. And again, we talked about on the pre-webinar. You guys can start. We're descending down the octaves, but primarily the whole idea, when I call it a 4-3-2-1, I'm talking about my right hand, or both hands really, but the ring finger is the fourth, third finger the middle finger, second is the index finger, and the thumb is number 1. So you've heard me talk about it before. 4-3-2-1, 4-3-2-1, 4-3-2-1, 4-3-2-1, 4-3-2-1, 4-3-2-1. So when you practice this, I want you to practice getting it nice and clear, not necessarily fast at first, but nice and clear. Then do the same with the left hand. 4-3-2-1, 4-3-2-1, 4-3-2-1, 4-3-2-1, 4-3, etc. Then the goal is to put it together. So let's start on the top C again. We're going G, A, B, C on the top. Let's try it slowly together. 4, 3, 2, 1. F, 2, 3, 1. G, C. Yep. Good. This is, for me, it's just a stable thing we do over and over again. And again, both hands together. So if you're starting on the G, on the top, go from the B below that octave middle C there. You see my thumb is on C, the B an octave below. That distance is not always necessary, but it actually is a good discipline. So I'm starting with the 2 ring fingers on the B and the G. And really going there. Wow. So the others that haven't sent in videos, make sure you send your videos of you playing this. I want to see where your current skill level is and look for that great improvement. Yep. Good. All right, let's move on to the 4th skill. Are we okay? We keep moving with this? Everyone's cool? Yep. Right, skill number 4. We call this the 1-note, 1-string rhythm. We're going to try it just on A. Let me do it a couple times first. I've got 3 fingers on the A string, which is 2 down from the C, 2 down from the red, and I've got my thumb facing up and the next 2 fingers facing down, and I'm going to gently rest my thumb, keep my thumb resting on the string while I pluck with the 3rd, so it sounds like this. Then the 1st finger, and then the thumb. So together it should sound like this. Just let me play it first, let me try it. So you hear the first 2 are just duk duk and duh, the open. Duk, 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 duk. One string can provide a lot of rhythm on the harp. Right, I hear someone playing the C. Try to do it on the A string. So just 2 down from the red string on the A. That's it. Let's try it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try and move your head and get a rhythm going with it. Like actually feel the rhythm of this sound. It's a very important skill on the harp.
get it back.
Let's go here. You get in the groove of it.
How, can you go through again how you got the fingerings?
Say that again.
How did you get them to mute like that?
Yeah, so you've got
Explain that again. I'm not quite getting it.
yeah, your thumb facing up
Okay.
with the next two fingers, your index and your middle finger facing down on the one string. And while the thumb is still touching the string, I'm plucking the middle finger and the first finger. So it's just not even really notes, just a d, d. It's just a rhythm sound. D, d, d. Then open it. D, d, open it. Yep. And then you slowly speed that up to I'm just going 3 2 1 3 2 1 3 2 1 3 2. It sounds cool because the first two notes are not open, they're closed, they're muted. Can you all hear that? That's the sound of the first two notes, but that's what makes the rhythm is and for those who want to go more advanced with this, I'm suggesting with that A note, put some bass notes in, like the D. Put an E with it. F with it. Put a C bass with it. D bass. E bass. F bass. C bass. Now, it's not something you would play a long time in the harp, but it's actually part of improvising for me. You guys want to try that out? Go ahead. It can be cemented more if you'll try it. So go slow. You go pluck, 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 like a triplet. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. You can do it with your mouth, those who haven't got a harp. Da, da, da. So it's two shorts and one longer. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Da, da, da.
It's all on the same string.
All the same string, yeah. Good. Very good. And then I've shown you how to put a bass note with that, and you can make that a little bit fuller by putting some other sounds with it. You can do this on any string. I'm just suggesting the A, and then those other corresponding bass notes with it. Everyone understand that? Do you want me to explain that any further? Can we move on to the next skill?
I'm good.
We're good?
Yep.
All right, let's move on. Skill number 5. This is descending again in 4 3 2 1s with the right hand playing single notes a sixth below. So here we go. This is what it looks like. If we start again going up to the high C, if you count a sixth below the fourth finger, the ring finger on the right hand, so 1 2 3 4 5 6, that means you're going to have a finger on the B while you play one note with the left hand. Yeah, the B, while you go on your right hand, 4, 3, 2, 1, yeah, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rather than before we're doing both hands 4, 3, 2, 1, they're just playing single notes. Sorry. So again, sounds really pretty having that sixth following that ring finger on the bottom there, the fourth finger. So once more, I'll show you it once more. So the B in the left hand. So you're playing with your thumb with the B, and starting on the fourth finger on the G. Everyone's good with that? That's explained again in the notes, so you should be able to see that. It's like a simple version of what we did in skill number 3. All right, one more. Let's hook you up with one more, and then we'll get to the end part of the lesson. And that's doing rhythms on the harp. The harp is a very percussive instrument, and even in classical music, the harp is used as rhythms to tap and play. And as you all know, taking that a little bit further by putting it through the pedals and looping them and creating a sound. You can get different sounds all over the harp, but here's one that I used quite often, actually. And it's in the notes I've written out as kick, kick, so that's the right hand. So I'm using my middle finger again, on the right hand going kick, kick, slide with the left hand. So it's right, right, left. Yeah, you can tap it on the table. Those that don't have a harp right now, it'll work just as well on the table. So the middle finger, the tapping, and then we're going to slide with the middle finger and the left. So tap, right, right, left. Yeah. Then we go right ring. So I don't know if you have a ring on your right finger. I wear a ring intentionally on my right hand to get this effect as often as I can on the harp. So I'm going kick, kick, slide, ring. So you can. I'm hitting the side, the very corner. I'll show you on this side here. That side of the harp, the very corner of the harp on the edge, I'm playing that with my right hand to get that sound. So it's right, right, left, ring. Then with the left hand, I'm going thumb. So I'm using my thumb to knock the side of it. So I'll put it up here on the screen so you can see it. Can you see that, Richard? There. So that's what I'm doing with the left hand. I'm knocking on that corner of the harp, but I'm doing it down lower, so that you obviously can't see it down lower.
No, we're gonna need that recording, Andrew, so we can see the detail.
Okay.
All the film strip at the bottom.
All right, I'll play it up here so you can see what I'm doing. So right, right. So two of those. Right, right, slide, ring, thumb, and then knocking with the right hand. Just literally, I'll show you on the left-hand side here. I'm knocking like that, putting my knuckle out this time, going knock. So it has a different tone about it. So all I've done, I didn't set out to play it like this. All I've done is analyze what I'm playing and communicating it back to you guys. So kick, kick, slide, ring, thumb, knock. Don't, slide, ring, thumb, knock. Don't, slide, ring. Right, right, left, right, right. It's a little, does your head in when you try and think about it. But try it really slowly, and then start to try and feel it. Boom, 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 boom. So I did that back to front. I did ring before I did the knock. Kick, kick, slide, ring, thumb, knock. Let's do it really slow. Kick, kick, slide, ring, thumb, knock. Kick, kick, slide, ring, thumb on the corner, thumb, knock. On the very side of the harp, it gives a different sound. Kick, kick, slide, ring, thumb, knock. 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 There we go. There it is for you. You can all watch it back. Spend some time going over that a little bit more, and then start to feel it. So typical, I'll just show you what I do with that. I put a delay onto it, and kick, kick, slide, ring, thumb, knock. Kick, kick, slide, ring, thumb, knock. Kick, kick, slide, ring, thumb, knock.
Delay on it.
The delay gives you a little bit more feel to work off. All All right. Okay. So there's 6 skills. Hopefully that's not too overwhelming for those who've just joined us this week, and those that were in the pre-webinar got a little taste of where we're heading with those sort of things. Next week we're going to be looking at improvisation. So we want to figure out how then to improvise using those things. Let's put them together. So it's important the next 7 days you get at least 5 days where you get half an hour practice. And I'm just going to go through here a little bit more on that homework side. I got 2 elements of homework that continue on from the pre-webinar. Number 1 is to read The Talent Code by Daniel Coyle. If you're a reader, you'll read it in no time at all. It's not an easy read, but it's definitely very, very informative. And the second part of the homework is to record all those 6 skills on your iPhone or device and send it to me. So just a little short, keep the videos really short, okay? That's the homework. I don't want 2 or 3, 4, 5-minute videos. Just little short ones showing those 6 skills and where you're up to, so at the end of the course, I can actually evaluate the improvement. And so, all right. So just going over the talent code there. I'm not going to read it all. It's in the notes where you can actually read a little bit more of my synopsis of the talent code. But it's a neuroscience of skill acquisition, and it kind of takes away the whole mystique of being able to play really well. Is actually a skill, not just a talent. And every one of you can learn this skill and really become good at it. When practice and persistence is what you focus on, success and mastery is what you get. So Myelin, for those who weren't with us last time, I'll just hold up a little cord here and give you the brief overview. It's like electrical cable, and inside this cable is copper wire. And myelin in our brain is like this rubber housing around that electrical cable. Richard, you understand electronics, you deal with it all the time. That if you didn't have this insulation around the electrical cable, the power that's in the cord would dissipate. It would, go onto the ground. It would dissipate in people's hands. So this protective coating helps send the power through the cable a lot more efficiently. And the same way our brain works with myelin. As we get into deep practice, and I'll show you about that in just a second, as we get into deep practice, we actually build myelin, this outer coating on the neurons in our brain that actually helps our brain waves work quicker along with our fine motor skills. This is one of the greatest secrets, I believe, to practicing and developing skills. So you've all got myelin, you've all used it already without even knowing it, but now I'm just going to ask you to just kind of tap into it in these next 10 weeks with these Harp webinars to actually get the best out of it. If you don't practice 5 times a week, I can guarantee you won't get the best out of this time. I'm going to do it with you. I've got all these other instruments on the wall that you can see here that I'm learning as well, but I'm actually going to do the Harp practice, half an hour a day with you in the next 10 weeks to keep growing in these areas. So deep practice. How do we get into deep practice? Deep practice, again, it's in your notes, is struggling in certain targeted ways. It's practicing at the edges of your capability where you make mistakes, and that's what helps you improve. So if all you do is really slow practice all the time and not push yourself to the edge of your ability, it doesn't really grow myelin. You've got to get right on the edge of what you can do. So all the exercises I've shown you, like the 4-3-2 ones, do them nice and slow and steady. And then speed them up, and speed it 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 up. Until you start to fumble and make mistakes. So you push yourself. It actually takes a lot of emotional and brain energy to push yourself to the limit. This is how myelin grows. This is the secret right here. It's just like being at the gym. You've got to push those muscles. So again, start slow. Without even moving your hands up and down, just get this speed happening with this. And speed it up and keep it accurate, and speed it up and keep it accurate until it hurts, like it really feels like it hurts. Like your fingers can't go any faster. It hurts your brain to think that fast and shoot down those waves. So what deep practice is doing that, pushing yourself to the edge of your ability. Practice where you're forced to slow down and make errors, and then analyze your errors, and then correct them. So if you get to that place where it's coming unstuck for you, now for instance, I can see where I'm coming unstuck there is my 4th finger goes a bit AWOL. It kind of goes, goes walkabout and starts hitting other strings. So I slow it down again, analyze that, and go, where are we? And focus on getting that fourth finger back in place again, and then start to speed it up again. So deep practice is doing that kind of really targeted practice to you make errors, correct the errors. And of course, you've heard the saying that practice makes perfect. It's a bit outdated, but it really should be deep practice, practice that is challenging and pushing you outside your comfort zone makes myelin, and myelin makes perfect. So struggle is not an obstacle. Struggle is not an option. It's a biological requirement. So struggle in a targeted, mistake-focused practice requires immense passion and persistence and energy. So I encourage you to go there. Use all your passion and persistence to get into this kind of practice. If you'll do this in the next 10 weeks, I guarantee you'll get the results. Work your myelin muscles, like going to the gym. You can read more in the notes about that. So it's now known that skills, not talent, help achieve great success. And skills are things that are developed. So everybody can learn skills and increase their skills. So it's like taking baby steps. It's like a staggering baby. When a baby takes steps, they're not really good at it. They stagger all over the place. They fall down. That's how your practice must be, which is difficult for us as adult learners because we want to just play it. We want the harp to sound magical. But a lot of people don't understand that I've had to go through the staggering baby process as well, many times over. All right. So there's more notes you can read there about that whole repetition. Being attentive, turn off the telly, turn off other things, and just get into some deep practice. And whatever ignites you into practice, stay ignited, stay awakened with it, And then also at the very last page here before we close the call today, I've got a question. Do you want to save money? If you refer a friend to this webinar within the next 7 days, I'll give you $100 back on your registration fee. Now, not everyone knows another harp player, I realize that. But if you do happen to know one that you think can benefit from this 10-week course, I will give you $100 back from your registration fee if they sign up for the course. And also, as I said before, a special prize for the most improved. And I can't tell if you're improving unless you send in your videos by next week. So I'm asking for, I think, what's next week? The 24th of February? By the webinar next week, send your videos of those 6 skills so I can tell where you're at. And then don't be embarrassed, but I want to see where you're at then at the end of the course with those 6 skills. And there'll be many more that we'll do in the meantime. Cool. That's the end of the official lesson today. I'll stay on the call a little bit longer if anyone wants to chat and ask questions. And we're going to get into a whole lot more other topics of levers and how that all works and as time goes on. Good news, Lish. I've got 8 levers for you. Is Lish still on the call? I can see you, but looks like you're frozen.
That's awesome.
All right, I only found that out on Friday because I delivered another harp to a young lady in North Queensland, and that left me 8 Truett levers left over to send to you, and we'll give you some instructions. And by the way, Richard, who's on the call, has got some instructions on YouTube on how to install Truett levers as well. So between the handout notes that I'll send to you, along with the levers and Richard's instructions, you'll be able to install these incredible levers on your harp.
That's awesome.
Any questions, guys? Any comments?
That's great.
Andrew, I really got to get this recording so we can catch up. Anne and I are away from home, as you know, so we're going to have to cram our homework in when we get back.
No worries.
So we need this recording.
Yes. So at the moment, this is it says to me on my screen that it's broadcasting straight to YouTube. So it's a closed YouTube channel that I'll invite you all to, which hopefully next time we can get connected a lot easier. Would you guys think it helpful if I ran a few more practice connections over the next 7 days so that we don't have to repeat this delayed connection like we did today?
That would be
helpful?
Yep.
Just so you can briefly connect and say, hey, I'm on. That was easy, and I just want this process to become easy for everybody, and so we can get on with the lessons each week. I'd be willing to do it again on Friday morning here, which would be Thursday afternoon in America for 2 American ladies, So Friday morning, same time, would be another option to actually say, hey, it's working, and this is becoming a little bit smoother.
Okay.
Yeah. So as soon as I finish the broadcast here and actually hit stop broadcast, apparently then it should appear on my closed YouTube channel, which will allow you guys to come to it, and I'll just find out how to send that invite to you so you can view it anytime you want and over, and etc.
Cool.
My call actually dropped out totally, and I had to go back onto the call.
Yes, I saw that, Annette. I'm sorry I missed you, but you'll be able to log back onto the YouTube channel there and view it as many times as you want.
Yeah. I'm back in. I'm back in, but just a little bit, that was all.
Yeah, I figured that's what happened, so you're okay with that. I see Penny dropped out, but Penny's just joined us again. Here you are. we just finished the lesson, and I don't know if you heard or not. Well, I was letting everyone know that the lesson we've just done should be, fingers crossed, no, actually, a lot of prayer and faith, believing that it'll be on a YouTube channel that I'll send you all a link to. Did everyone receive the notes, the lesson notes?
Yes. Yes.
I tried to get them, but I haven't been able to get them. I haven't been able to. Yeah.
All right. Well, just stay in touch with me and email me again if you don't get them. But I've emailed them to everyone as a PDF, so you should be able to just open them. It's got the detailed instructions of all those 6 skills that we just talked about, and also about deep practice. I want you to read that. If you don't read the book, at least read my notes on myelin and deep practice to get your head around what needs to happen and go for it. I'm going to be doing it with you, including today. I'm going to put half an hour practicing today along with you, because I'm thinking of you guys. I'm praying for you. I'm believing for just an amazing result. At the end of this 10 weeks, you're just going to be hanging out to play in church. And it was actually really cool on Sunday night at, where were we Sunday night? Help me out, Fran.
Worship Centre in Yeppoon.
That's right, Worship Centre. It's been a big week. I've been up to 4 a.m., which is 3 a.m. your time in Queensland.
You there, Alex?
Fran played the harp for the first time without even having a lesson Sunday night at the Worship Centre in Yeppoon. I was so proud of you. That was great.
I'm having trouble with my microphone. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me, can you?
Yeah, I can hear you, Richard. Yeah.
Oh, good. Good. Because I was having trouble. It says.
I'm not sure if Richard's talking to us or not. I became aware that the screen here is probably not at the best angle as we went through that lesson. I could lower it a bit more and give you a bit more of a view of the harp. Is that better?
That is better.
That's a bit higher.
I didn't think of that till then, so forgive me, but we'll get better at this as time goes on. We'll get you a bigger view of the finger work on the harp.
What size harp is that one?
This is a 36. So the 30 strings that you're ordering goes down to the G here. That's the G. And it's just another 6 on top of that, which is a massive harp. It's so heavy. It's so big to carry around. It gives you, what I do like, it gives you the low C. So hit the G, you get the F, the E, the D, and the C. It costs a fortune.
There we go. I can hear you better now. Great.
All right, you have to mute Richard.
Oh,
Sorry, mate. Richard's talking to someone else by the look of it.
Yeah.
Can you all hear each other when you talk?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
yes, you can.
Any further questions, comments?
My comments actually coming through.
Let me see. I see
I'm
where you're.
seeing myself as.
Yeah, you said a message saying your call dropped out, and you needed to join again.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm seeing that. That's good.
Will you send us an email before every lesson with the link, or will we be able to get in every time?
Yeah. That's new to me too, Lish. From your end, what do you think is the most efficient way to get on the call?
I like the link, but I just figured out that I have Google Hangout with my email. So if you have a Gmail account, you can just get in, just like you have Google Docs and Google Drive and all of those. It's within that. If you just Google or hangouts.google.com, and I just have to I have like 3 different emails, so I have to make sure I'm on the right one. But it usually shows if you're having a call right then, and then I can just join in because you've already invited me. But I think the key is if you have to you might have to re-invite us every time.
Right. Every time, yeah.
I think.
And I'll typically do that an hour before the call. This is what I did this morning here. So we start the call at 7:30. At 6:30 our time here, I was sending out the invites, and then I sent them out again, and I sent them out with some notes, and I was just hoping between all those. It seemed like we didn't get everyone online until we used that actual URL. So maybe if I just send a straight email from me, giving that URL address, everyone could go straight there.
Yeah.
Maybe you could just, as a backup, do all of them. So do the invite, join, and then put the link underneath it or something.
I think the big thing is sending not Google Plus, but Google Hangout.
Right.
That's
because sorry, you go.
No, I'm not sure how people ended up on Google Hangout. What took them there? I don't know what the cause of that would
Google
be.
Plus.
Yeah, you sent us an invitation to go to
Google Plus, yeah.
Google Plus, and I think that's where everyone went.
If you.
Did it? So the invitation said Google Plus, did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is interesting. All right, so
when I was doing something last night, there was Google Plus, and I don't know. See, I don't know how this works, but it wouldn't be something that I did. But that's done. It was on Windows.
Right.
I went onto Google to ask for to download and install the Hangouts plugin for Outlook on Windows system. And I did that, but I couldn't find where the Hangouts plugin went to be able to. But somehow there was in my profile or something I was doing, there was also Google Plus came up, and I hit that.
Right.
So I don't know whether I've done that, and it's caused that.
We'll do at least one more practice run on Friday of this week, and hopefully we're not under pressure to be having the lesson. We'll just get this technical stuff sorted out a bit more. So Friday same time, which will be Thursday afternoon in America, same time, and just give everyone a bit more peace of mind. And I'll do all those things and give everyone a chance to just connect. And be 6:30 a.m. in Queensland, and see if that works. And just want everyone to feel comfortable about connecting. So.
Yeah.
All right, we'll end the call for now then, and stay in touch with me, send me emails, and we'll work it out for everyone, and I'll send you the links for this lesson. All right?
Okay, have a great day, everyone. See ya.
Thank you.
Blessings.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.